There are many factors that can influence mental illness, whether it is anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, ADHD, schizophrenia, or degenerative brain illnesses like dementia or Alzheimer's. The National Institute of Mental Health estimates that 46.2% of people worldwide live with a mental illness. That's almost half the people on this planet. Unfortunately, it isn't always possible to fully stop a mental illness from developing. However, certain habits, especially those linked to your diet, can help slow them down. In fact, it has a lot to do with nutrients. But what do you need to eat to prevent a mental illness from developing? Well, don't go anywhere and keep watching, because in this video, we'll share the 5 best nutrients that prevent mental illness. But before we get started, can you do us a favor and like this video? Ring the bell for future notifications, and make sure you subscribe to Brain Health Smarts for more videos. Plus, stick around to find out how you can get a free gift. And now, let's prevent mental illness by looking at nutrient number 5, magnesium. If you want to prevent mental illness and disorders, then you might want to add more magnesium to your diet. Magnesium is a mineral that supports our body's enzymes to convert food into energy, boost cellular repair, and regulate the nervous system. Magnesium also plays a critical role in balancing the chemical load in our brain. Experts have linked magnesium deficiency with mood changes, depression, and migraines, which over time can develop into something more serious. Thankfully, supplementing in magnesium can help you maintain a healthy brain. A study on magnesium showed that patients who took 300 grams of magnesium daily recovered from depression within 1 week. A review even observed that magnesium can help improve functional recovery in brain injuries, neural function, and overall cognitive performance. A 2020 study also determined that a greater dietary intake of magnesium is linked to a general reduced risk of developing depressive disorders. Those who had more magnesium in their diet also exhibited fewer depressive symptoms. It is estimated that 50% of adults in the US don't get enough magnesium in their diet, and we should be consuming between 310 to 420 milligrams of this mineral per day. So how can you ensure that you eat plenty of magnesium? Well, loading your plate with spinach, broccoli, flax seeds, avocados, tofu, bananas, or Brazil nuts is a great way to meet your daily recommended intake. Number 4. Flavonoids. Flavonoids are a group of antioxidants that have many benefits, including preventing mental illness from developing. Flavonoids does so by inhibiting inflammation, free radicals, and neurotoxins that damage our brain's memory, learning, and cognitive functions, which lead to mental illness and disorders. For example, researchers observed that those who ate dark chocolate rich in flavonoids regularly experienced an increase in performance of serious mental tasks, memory, and overall cognitive function. Another trial conducted in Canada gave randomized participants 230 grams of blueberries. After 12 weeks, researchers observed significant improvement in cognitive function, blood flow to the brain, and overall brain activation, thanks to the flavonoid found in the berry. A 2021 study on the impact of flavonoids on depressive symptoms showed that overall, flavonoids were positively associated with a decrease in the presence of depressive symptoms. The study also determined that it was more effective in female patients whose depression was associated with perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. Flavonoids can be found in such foods as berries, nuts, green tea, and dark chocolate. So make sure to add plenty to your diet to keep your brain healthy. Number 3. B vitamins. B vitamins such as B6 or B12 are essential for a healthy brain. Vitamin B6 supports the production of gamma-aminobutyric acid in the brain, which helps alleviate depression anxiety, and pain. While vitamin B12 helps the formation of memory, unfortunately, it is common for adults to be deficient in B vitamins, and a deficiency can increase the risk of mental disorder and illness. In fact, a study recorded an increase in the prevalence of dementia and Alzheimer's in people deficient in B vitamins. Thankfully, consuming B vitamins can give your brain the nutrients it needs to stay healthy. A study in 180 adults with mild cognitive impairment observed that those who consumed 400 micrograms of vitamin B supplements folic acids for 2 years significantly improved brain function, reduced blood markers involved in the progression of Alzheimer's. Another study, this time from 2021, determined that a higher intake of B vitamins, most especially biotin, was associated with a lower prevalence of depression, stress symptoms, and anxiety. You can consume B vitamins through fish, poultry, eggs, and beef. And for those following a plant-based diet, it is recommended to take supplements to avoid deficiencies. You also want to make sure you're not deficient in these next 2 nutrients. But before you find out what they are you ready for a free gift? Discover the foods that increase the risk of mental health disorders, and the ones that boost memory, enhance mental focus, and ease depression, by downloading your free copy of Brain Food Secrets, the 15 worst and best foods for your brain. Claim your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. And now, let's dive right back in and prevent mental illness with nutrient number 2, omega-3 fatty acids. Our brain is made 60% of fat, so it needs omega-3 fatty acids in order to prevent mental illness and disorders from developing. The brain feeds on omega-3 and function to boost cellular turnover. And consuming this type of fat has been shown to fight depression, support brain development during pregnancy, reduce symptoms of mental disorders, improve sleep, and prevent mental decline. A large review on omega-3 fatty acids and psychiatric disorders highlighted that omega-3 fatty acids can have therapeutic effects on the brain, preventing and improving depressing symptoms among a wide range of mental conditions. A study published in the Global Health Journal in 2020 determines that a deficiency in omega-3 fatty acids increased the risk of developing certain psychiatric disorders, including depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, dementia, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and autism. Omega-3 fatty acid is fairly easy to add to your diet, as it can be found in fatty fish, avocado, olive oil, and nut. The daily recommended intake ranges between 500 to 1000 milligrams of omega-3 per day. So make sure you add some to at least one of your meals if you want to prevent mental illness from developing. Number 1. Vitamin C. If there's one last nutrient you'd want to pay attention to, it is vitamin C. Our body doesn't produce vitamin C. Therefore, it is vital to watch our dietary intake to avoid deficiency. Being deficient in vitamin C might impair your ability to think and to recall memories. This is because vitamin C helps detox the chemical load and cellular waste that damages our brains. And while it's been shown that people with dementia have lower levels of vitamin C, maintaining a healthy intake of vitamin C can have significant protective effects on your brain, especially when it comes to mental illness. An Australian study conducted on a retired community found that supplementing in vitamin C can decrease the prevalence of severe cognitive impairment, while another experiment observed an improvement in long-term memory. The Mayo Clinic also looked at the mental health benefits of having adequate levels of vitamin C in the diet. In their article, they said that people who are vitamin C deficient often feel depressed and fatigued. The benefits of vitamin C supplementation were even observed in people who do not have significantly lower levels. The daily recommended intake of vitamin C is between 75 to 90 milligrams, and you can get your quota by eating oranges, pepper, broccoli, kiwis, or Brussels sprouts. Overall, A diet rich in varied nutrients will be your best ally when preventing mental illness and disorder. And now, we would like to hear from you. Is there a nutrient you think you might be deficient in? What do you commit to eating more of for your brain? Share your thoughts with our community in the comments below. And before you go, remember to like this video, subscribe, and hit the alert bell to stay up to date with us. Plus, don't forget your free download by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a brain-boosting day.